Timing of this, everyone. So yeah, Mecha-san here. Just a few days ago, I did the little reaction to the teaser, which meh. But now, a few days after that, they released the official trailer for Pacific Rim: The Black. It's like, why bother with the teaser at all? If you're gonna have like a teaser is typically reserved when you're after if there's a separation between like a month or so apart. This was not a month; it's just a few days. But yeah, we got the official trailer for Pacific Rim Black, the Netflix anime series, which I will do a reaction to because it's a mech something, and I need more mechs. The description here has me kind of confused of when exactly this takes place. There was a time when kaiju rose from the Pacific Rim only to encounter gigantic robots, Jaegers, built to fight them back. Okay. There was a time. That seems to indicate this is set after the first movie, when they closed the rift. That time, even you mentioned here, that time has passed. Now, Australia has been overrun by kaiju, forcing the evacuation of an entire continent. What? What? I'm confused. It's like we saw that Australia, they had their coastal wall already built and everything for what good that did. But yeah, there were still people there. We saw the Sydney Opera House, and if it wasn't for Striker Eureka still being there at the time, Sydney would have been destroyed. Yeah, there are people living there. There was, of course, the issue with the kaiju's dead now, the kaiju blue. But why would they? But evacuate an entire continent? I don't get it. And now left. Yeah. So what? Did they evacuate the entire? Decide to evacuate the continent after the wall was taken down or something? I have no idea. This doesn't make any sense. Now, left behind, teenage siblings Taylor and Haley embark on a desperate search for their missing parents, teaching themselves to pilot a battered, long-abandoned Jaeger to help in their quest and give them even the slightest hope of surviving. Premieres March 4th. Again, I'm really hoping it's Tactical Ronin. That being said, Tactical Ronin is one of the from the generations for the Marks 1 through 3, and those were nuclear powered, weren't they? Were nuclear powered and did not have adequate shielding. That was a thing here. Like, they rush those Jaegers in 14, 16 months, and they weren't. And due to the rush nature, they really weren't thinking about adequate radiation shielding. So a lot of Jaeger pilots from those eras, they died of radiation-induced cancer. Like, I remember a whole thing in the comic here where Static Pentecost's partner, back when, during that, Coyote Tango or something like that, the mech he used to beat that kaiju that appeared in Japan, and his partner died of. Oh boy, that was something. But again, kaiju appearing. When, and where is this taking place here? It's like between the movies or something. I don't know. It's like we know kaiju can come through pregnant, but I don't know. Let's find out here. This story makes me wonder. Did you guys see the movie? Pay attention. Try to see the continuity between the two movies. Because yeah, look, we say people hate on Uprising all the time here, but there is clear continuity. And there's a reason for a lot of stuff here. I agree. Of course, the love scene was like, even the character was like, that was weird. And yeah, And yeah, let's take a look. Okay, hopefully nothing. Oh, boy, that's loud.
Never thought we'd come back here after.
Huh. I thought they had an Australian accent?
Barely escaped with our lives.
Oh, a spike!
Get the hell out of here. Could really use your help.
Somebody! Anybody!
From what I...
We hid from the world for 5 years.
Oh, their parents...
Living.
Their parents...
Living here to die.
We're waiting for Mom and Dad.
They're never coming back.
Kaiju have taken the continent. Help isn't coming.
Oh, a facility! Okay, so their parents were Jaeger pilots.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
What the fuck? That's not the...
I am Loa.
Lo-
Why did you enter this facility through the roof?
Shortcut.
And why did you not use the ladder?
Shorter cut?
Shorter cut? Okay,
Fighting chance. To find Mom and Dad.
Against old.
Crazy. Small kaiju.
Small kaiju!
I don't know what's necessary or right.
Listen to me. We'll show them what we can do.
Fight, okay?
I advise immediate retreat.
Wrong advice. Together. We keep going.
Okay.
I'll return to fight.
And if we're lucky, we'll survive the day.
Who the heck? Pan Pacific? Smaller?
What is that?
Okay, wow. The black. Hmm. Okay, let's... First of all, aren't these kids supposed to be Australian or something? I mean, this is in Australia. They live there. Or maybe it's they're like parents. I don't immigrate. I don't know, but look if they're from if they lived in Australia all their lives, they should have Australian accent. Actually commit to it. Like the few times we heard the other pilots in the first movie, they had they had their proper native accents here. Like the Cherno Alpha's pilot, they had a clear Russian accent and everything. Come on, like. Striker Eureka's pilot! They had Australian accents, so what the hell? In fact, these guys, obviously, I'm pretty sure I recognize their voices. But, also the voice here is like, it's passable. It's passable, I mean, okay, we got a little flashback here. This is a Jaeger. Everything I'm seeing here screams, is this set in an alternate universe here? Like, I know that in Japan, surprisingly, continuity, things that are canon, they don't exactly hold up to that here. In fact, the whole canon thing is more of a Western idea and concept that came up. So, Japan doesn't really think about that much when they create their stuff. But this is... I don't know, I feel like this is not set in the original universe of Pacific Rim here, but they're just doing their own thing, which, if that's the case, more power to you. Alright then, just go off and admit that's the case here, okay? This is not set in the mainline franchise, this is our own original story, it's not really supposed to be canon or anything like that, not set in the worlds of Pacific Rim 1 and 2 and some of the tie-in material or anything like that. That's what it feels like. And if that's the case, fine. I'm all for it. As long as we get a mech anime, we got Jaeger, we got kaiju, giant robots punching giant monsters, I'm fine. Just say it. But if you say that this is what be set within the universe, I'm gonna have a problem with it. As a fan, I gotta have a problem. Yeah. So we got this here. The brother here, he's optimistic. He believes that the parents still out there. The sister, not so much. We see clearly the parents here. They were Jaeger pilots. They were Jaeger pods, and they went off. They went off there. Tell them to wait for us, but odds are they're dead. They're no, and in fact, their suits. For some reason, it reminds me of what Sucker Pentecost, where when she rode the Jaeger in that in the flashback with So could that be the Coyote Tango? Could be. I mean, they've done they've done team up drops every so often here. Like we know, was it Charlie Beckett? The main guy. Channing Tatum's character. It's been so long that I've seen Pacific Rim. I gotta rewatch that show. Like teamed up with the Australian team. They had for a drop here, like a 4 Jaeger drop. Yeah, like the sister here.
We're waiting for Mom and Dad. They're never coming back.
Yeah, this is getting flashback to a few other works here, but they died. I mean, if they haven't come back now, they're probably dead. The kaiju have taken the continent. And then she falls into a secret structure, and I gotta put this out here, people. It's coming up right now. How is that decommissioned? That does not. We've seen decommissioned mechs before. They are thrown in a fucking graveyard. Yes, I get that's canon. But this thing looks like it's ready to go. This thing looks like it's just been ready on standby for any attack here. Just we're all prepped. Everything's working. All parts are good. System's nominal. Just get on board. Put me out and put me to a kaiju. That's what it tells me. Like this place is entirely good. Not a speck of dust or rust or anything. It's like the people who worked on this left just a few hours ago, and the lights are turning back on. Look at this is fully operational. How is this decommissioned? It says in the title, like it says right here in the title, like, okay, finds 40 teenagers embark on missing parent teens applied a battered, long abandoned Jaeger. That does not look abandoned, and it sure as hell does not look battered. We've seen battered mechs. Turbo Alpha looked a lot more battered. And that thing was still in working order. Because they kept it in working order. It was a Mark I mech, for crying out loud. So you're supposed to tell me, I'm supposed to believe that thing is a battered piece of junk? No way, Jose. It's like, what? Was it too much?
Welcome, Cadet. I am Loa.
Okay. Loa. Okay, they also explained to me here, like, at least on a live stream, how apparently the voice of GLaDOS was only for Gypsy Danger, but I don't know. I mean, they made it sound like it's standard throughout, or maybe the voice for the GLaDOS voice is only in the Hong Kong Shatter Dome, and every Shatter Dome has their own AI and voiceover or something like that. Alright, fine, whatever. Still, I would have loved if they got the voice of GLaDOS. Like, come on, like, I mean, Guillermo del Toro paid for that. Like, come on.
Why did you enter this facility through the roof?
Shortcut.
And why did you not use the ladder?
Shorter cut?
I do like her, though. I do like, it's like, did they get some of the, in fact, the way her expression, stuff like that makes me think, did they get some of the writers or animators from, Dragon Prince? Because that seems because that respond in the animation and her mannerism reminds me a lot of what Callum would say. I don't know why, but it's kind of cute. And so, but yeah, like, all right. And it's like, okay, the hologram. Okay, we got small kaiju now, and we got this character right here who I have no idea who, or rather, or maybe I should say what he is. Eh. Okay, and here we see the. All right, look at that. There's some people there. We don't know who they are. Could they be with Pan Pacific? Okay, we got the kaiju there.
Wrong advice. Together.
Yeah, like that thing is beautiful. It's this thing is beautiful. It's like wow, it's like right out of the factory, brand new looking. How is that battered? It's like if you want to even start convincing me that that's battered and has been long abandoned, like faded paint here, like a bit of rust stuff like that. Let visually represent that it's not a best mech here. In fact, this thing looks like it was like a probably a Mark IV. In fact, the more streamlined makes me think it's a Mark VI and on from Pacific Rim Uprising. I can't believe this thing is that old at all. It's like it looks too good. All right, so that's clearly a different mech entirely here. So it's a good cut at the running Jaeger. So why did that? I don't know. Maybe their parent Jaeger see something bad happening. See this kid right here who probably has connection to the kaiju somehow. We got some weird eggs. We got this obvious bad guy there. You can tell by the a bit of brownish yellow eyes, the beard, and that creepy smile. And we got the Pan Pacific Defense Corps. So the same guy here from like a second ago here, just without a beard. So he grew that out. And here we got a kid, and same kid. It could this be an attempt to like hybridize human and kaiju? Because we know that Hannibal Chow from the comics, after surviving being inside that baby kaiju there, like he suffered from a severe case of kaiju blue, and with the kaiju cut out, his supply was running out. He had to take his own supply. So he got into the business of trying to clone his own kaiju, and he succeeded. A Terran kaiju. So could those also be those dogs? Could they also be like attempt to make human versions of the kaijus? Got that thing here, which. Oh boy, it's like I remember one of the fan theories for Pacific Rim 2 in which the aliens, the precursors they call them, will be able to study the remains of Gypsy Danger in their dimension and reverse engineer it, creating their own Jaeger kaiju hybrid. That feels, and in a way, we did get that. We did get that here with those kaiju drones, with those Jaeger drones that use kaiju components. And then it's like flesh and mesh, cyborg, stuff like that. That's what it feels like. This feels like the same way.
What is that?
That's probably the Black. I'm pretty sure the Black is the code name for that giant humanoid kaiju. So overall, the description is misleading big time here. When they said a battered, long abandoned Jaeger, I thought they were gonna go to some battlefield or one of the graveyards. Because there are in the main universe graveyards of. We saw that in Pacific Rim Uprising here. We got a small look at that in Pacific Rim, and we actually saw that even deeper in Uprising. where the girl was taking little parts and components to make scrapper, which I like the idea. I mean, I got no problem with scrapper. I don't know if people were pissed off, but I do like scrapper here. It's a good idea here. It's like a smaller Jaeger here with better police, and can be piloted by one person. It's like, so just how big can you make the Jaeger to be before you need two pilots here? So yeah, that's pretty cool. Of course, I think the brother's in denial here. He needs to accept that parents are dead. It's clearly been years. Australia's been abandoned. There's no one around except like security force or armed force or what have you, and yeah. So I got no idea what's gonna happen here. It's like I'm confused what's setting here. Clearly, it's not set in the main universe, which sucks for me. But as long as we get a story, fine. I'll deal with it. I'll accept it and move on. As long as you don't try to force us that this is actually set in the main universe. It's like, no, it's not, because there's so much contradiction and so much like what the hell going on here that does not make any sense. But if it's its own thing, I'm all for that. Of course, I'm still a little concerned of long abandoned, battered. Who the hell are you trying to kid? Those guys were left. The guys working on this goddamn left for lunch break, and then she just found it. Okay, so yeah, obviously, and we got the main human bad guy, looks like it, and a mystery between a kid there. I think I pretty much called it what I've said here. Like that kid is a project human kaiju hybrid, probably intended to control the kaiju. I don't know, or with that project, yeah, Project Black. That's what I'm gonna call it, because that's what I believe the black is in this title is called for. It's like I don't know. So yeah, everyone, thank you all for watching. Please subscribe for more videos here, it really does help, and hit the bell to be notified of when I start updating. Until then, this is Mecha-san, and I'll see you guys in the next one.